Hey friend, welcome to my channel, Crane Allude. I'm Crane Allude. Please be sure to like, subscribe. Please be sure to turn on your notification bell so you can always know when I post a new upload. Now let's get into this video. Today we are talking about Madhuri Dixit. Dixit is regarded as one of the most accomplished and influential actresses of Indian cinema. In 2000, the Guinness World Records book featured her as the highest paid Indian actress. Dixit was placed at the first position NDTV in 2012 in the listing of the most popular Bollywood actress of all time. Madhuri Dixit Nene is an Indian actress, producer, and television personality. She has this show, Fame Game, on Netflix. One of the most popular leading actresses of Hindi cinema, she has appeared in over 70 Bollywood films. While analyzing her career, Reuters published, in her prime, Dixit was the undisputed queen of Bollywood, the world's largest film industry by audience size, and her popularity and fees rivaled even the biggest male stars. So she was getting her bread. Noted by critics for her beauty, dancing skills, and strong characters, Dixit's early career was shaped up mostly by romantic and family dramas before she expanded her repertoire. Her accolades include 6 Filmfare Awards from a record 17 nominations. In 2008, the government of India awarded her with Padma Shri, the 4th highest civilian honor of the country. She has a star named after her in the Orion constellation. How many people can say that? And in March 2012, a wax figure of Dixit was put on display in London's Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. In 2017, 2 other figures were displayed at Madame Tussauds Museum in Singapore and Delhi. Every year since its inception in 2012, Dixit has featured on Forbes India's Celebrity 100, a list based on the income and popularity of India's celebrities, with the exception of 2017. In 2018, she was among the 20 Indians invited for the Oscar Academy's class of 2018. Dixit is frequently referred to as one of the most attractive Indian celebrities and has been described as a sensual symbol. Her eyes, sensual appeal, and urban looks have been cited by the media as her distinctive features, her smile being identified as her trademark. She featured in the Times of India's list of 50 beautiful faces of cinema, and Hindustan Times called her a classic Indian beauty. Her look and performances have established her as a style icon. In 2007, 2013, through 16 and 2018, the UK magazine Eastern Eye ranked her as one of the world's sexiest Asian women. Now, before we get into her childhood life and the rest of this documentary, we will highlight some fun facts, such as her hobbies, as well as her beauty secret. I mean, if you're going to be named one of India's most beautiful women, we would like to know your beauty secrets, right? And also, some of her beauty secrets are very similar to Rekha. I did a breakdown for her as well. Let's start first with her religion to better understand her. She is Hindu. Her family is part of the Smarta sect. She was educated by nuns from a Catholic school when she was younger, though, so she does have some of the Catholic influence.
I was in a convent school called Divine Child High School. We had nuns who used to teach us, and they're very loving, very friendly.
But she worships Ganesha. Ganesha is a wildly worshipped elephant-headed Hindu god of new beginnings, wisdom, and prosperity, known as the remover of obstacles. He is the son of Shiva and Parvati. And Madhuri has stated that, her work is deeply tied into this worship. The dances, movies, and songs, etc., are all in worship to this god, and his holiday is her favorite holiday. So the way she worships is worshippers invoke him before starting any new endeavor. Ganesha is invoked to remove obstacles and usher in new beginnings, making him a popular deity for students, artists, and those embarking on new ventures. I did my Left Eye Lisa Lopez video recently, and we broke down how she, with these gods also, she worships as them in the music industry, a lot of rap artists, etc., because these gods are said to give them like any artistic field where you need success in, this is the deity they serve.
No other actor has had an entire TV serial in their name, songs with Madhuri Dixit, in it, a film dedicated to you, painted by Hussein. Somehow, Madhuri Dixit became a part of our Indian culture.
Like I said, there was someone watching over me. I didn't do anything.
Devotees chant mantras, perform arti or waving a lamp, offer incenses, and pray to him as the god of new beginnings to remove obstacles and ensure success. Worship can be at home with an idol or picture or in temples. Aside from that, there is fans out there, much like Beyonce has like the Church of Beyonce, if you guys remember. There are fans of Madhuri Dixit that decided to worship her as a goddess. And I'm not joking with y'all. Like, real life, they worship her. Some of Madhuri Dixit's fans, such as the owner of the Madhuri Dixit Temple, there is a Madhuri Dixit temple, have transformed their devotion into a form of fan bhakti, which is worship of her. In this context, fans perform rituals and worship practices such as aratis and pujas, treating Madhuri as a divine figure and chanting her name as a mantra. Comment below what you guys think about that. I haven't found anywhere any interview, any statement that she's made on this happening, much like Beyonce with the Church of Beyonce. She hasn't made any statement on it either. They haven't, but talk about taking celebrity worship to a whole new level in India. If you're Indian, comment below if you know about that. But yeah, they have a temple dedicated to her and people come, they pray, and she's human. I don't want to be disrespectful, but she's human. Like, how can she answer your prayers? She's not omnipotent, omnipresent. Like, what can she do for you? But they really, really believe she's a goddess. Now, in terms of her political beliefs, as of late 2023 and early 2024, Madhuri Dixit confirmed that she has no interest in joining politics despite persistent rumors connecting her with the Bharatiya, forgive me for mispronunciations, but Janata Party. Her political involvement has been limited to public service campaigns rather than partisan activity. In terms of her influence, Madhuri Dixit's influence in Indian pop culture includes setting beauty and fashion trends like her iconic hairstyles and elaborate jewelry, redefining dance and dancewear in Bollywood, and inspiring a generation of actresses and dancers. She is part of the Indian culture a lot. Like, she's just one with the Indian culture, and in every film she was everyone's favorite daughter, favorite friend, etc.
Madhuri Dixit is the middle class ideal of womanhood, everyone's favorite daughter or favorite daughter-in-law. Did you like that, or did that also sometimes make you cringe?
I have been brought up with a very traditional value system.
What did it take to become Madhuri Dixit?
A lot of hard work, years of perseverance, very focused kind of an attitude. Why I'm popular? It's the songs, the dances, this.
The acting.
I think, yeah. Just
The smile.
As famous as she is, she was not really interested in becoming a star. She was into her academics and studied microbiology and even wanted to study genetics. So she's a very, very intelligent woman.
By the time you went to college, you took up microbiology, which is not a run-of-the-mill subject. Were you, in addition to everything, also a brain box?
For me, whatever I do, I have to give it my best shot, whether it's studies or whether it's something, learning something new.
So were you, in a sense, disappointed when you found that acting had happened so quickly and so suddenly that you weren't able to finish your studies? You never really graduated?
I couldn't finish microbiology. My whole family is very academically inclined. My sisters, my brother, they're all professionals, and nobody in my family is from films. Nobody connected to us is from films, no relations from films.
So when it happened, did they approve?
And I was a science student. I wanted to do microbiology. At some point, I wanted to research in genetics, and so that was all in my mind.
She's also known for being a very reserved person and homebody. She doesn't like industry gimmicks and making fake friends. And she's known to be a very loyal person. So as she said, like, she don't like to make new friends because of how fiercely protective she is. And she knows she's so famous and so popular that whoever's her friends would be under the scrutiny as well. And she don't know how she'd be able to handle people talking junk about her friends. It's one thing to talk junk about her because she's in the limelight, but she's like, yeah, that's one of the reasons, because she would have to defend her friends. And then also she's just a homebody and doesn't really trust the media much because they have done her dirty in the past before.
You're a very, you're a reserved and a sedate person in real life, aren't you?
Yes, very. And once I'm off the set, I'm a homebody. I'm like...
So basically, you didn't have many friends.
Not the kind of friends that I would call friends.
Okay, so you're reluctant to make new friends. Maybe.
Maybe. If I'm friends with someone, I would not tolerate anything being said about that person. The loyalty and the kind of thing I would go to bat for anyone that's my friend.
Now, she was involved in some scandals earlier in her career before she got married. According to the Times of India, Dixit received negative attention during her relationship with actor Sanjay Dutt in the early 1990s when he was still married to his first wife, Arisha Sharma. Sanjay Dutt and Madhuri Dixit, once a popular on-screen duo, made headlines for their rumored love affair in the 90s. Despite Sanjay being married at the time, their relationship reportedly grew serious. The affair began while Dutt's wife was in the U.S. being treated for a brain tumor, and when the news reached her, she flew back to India to confront Dutt, leaving her heartbroken. Dixit reportedly ended the relationship after Dutt's 1993 arrest for illegal possession of arms. This led to criticism that she abandoned him when he faced legal trouble. At the time, this incident contributed to some seeking Dixit as a homewrecker, as being manipulative, etc., and a social climber, a superficial individual who pursued relationships with high-profile men and then abandoned them when the going gets tough. But of course, she was just protecting her brand as well because he was involved in illegal stuff. So why would she stick around and mess up her brand? But then people are saying, okay, but that's messing up your brand too, to be in an affair with a man that the wife is battling brain tumor. But then again, who do you blame for that? The husband. The husband owes loyalty. But isn't it ironic? I'll just ask this question, maybe just my thought and going in the past. Isn't it ironic how fiercely loyal she is to friends, to the point of valuing loyalty so much she's afraid of making new friends, but yet at the same time, she could be involved in something like this. She's faced a lot of criticism for that as well. And I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are. Can you be loyal to your friends and not be a girl's girl? Or are the two mutually exclusive? Does it make sense, right? Some incidents were twisted to portray Dixit negatively, and were actually instances where she was a victim of being harassed in the industry. So she went through that a lot, and that does play a role into why she's so reserved and she's to herself and she's quiet, because she had to face a lot as a young, beautiful woman in the industry, a lot of disrespect from men. So there was this kiss that happened without her consent, right? During the filming of the 1988 movie Ayavan, her co-star Vinod Khanna reportedly continued to kiss her even after the director called cut. He reportedly bit her lip, causing it to bleed, and the 20-year-old Dixit was left in tears after the incident, right? So there'd be stuff like that. They'd go too far doing kissing scenes or lovemaking scenes or whatever, and just take it a little bit too far. Like they seize the opportunity to do what they wanted to do. And also there was an instance where she refused an intimate scene. A few years later, Dixit was fired from the 1989 film Shanakt after she refused to do a scene that required her to remove her blouse and appear in a bra. So director Tinu Anand argued that she had agreed to the scene beforehand, but Dixit was reportedly uncomfortable on the day of the shoot and was fired when she refused. So yeah, she was fired on the spot. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as terrible as Hollywood is, as terrible as Hollywood is, and doing Bollywood films and actors and actresses and going behind the scenes of Bollywood had no checks and balances. Now it might be a little better, but they had no checks and balances. You got fired and that was that. There was no, coming out. You could speak about it, but you were finished. You were finished. So that's pretty intense. Just on the spot like that, just fired because she refused a scene. And then there was a lot of articles written about her after that, trashing her, making her look bad in the media. And then she started to, play roles in movies that they would deem flop. And there'd be articles like, why is her career declining? Kind of like a mini blackball. But she persevered and hung in there and eventually was able to get her career back on track. Her hobbies are dancing and reading. Her favorite book is A Quiver Full of Arrows by Jeffrey Archer, and her favorite color is orange. As far as her beauty and diet, Dixit Nene's skin is always lit from within, but she doesn't chalk it up to just good skincare and makeup routine. Instead, she relies on good food and drinking water. In a video on YouTube she shared, I think it is very important to drink lots of water, at least 8 glasses of water a day. She also suggests against eating foods with too much oil and getting rid of sugar as much as possible. I believe in staying healthy because that shows on my skin, she told Vogue India. In addition to eating healthy, Dixit Nene also spends time working out, considering it to be the secret to her overall wellness as well as her glowing skin. Yes, I believe in staying fit, but the gym is not everything. I practice Kathak thrice a week at home, and on the other days, I work out, she shared. Definitely exercise every day. Nothing can be achieved without it, she confirmed. DIY face mask remedy are a go-to for her also. Besan honey and lemon juice works amazingly for your skin, she shared. Besan is a natural exfoliating agent, making it the perfect element to form the base of a scrub. And honey is a humectant. Lemon juice is acidic, helping to chemically exfoliate the skin too. Another favorite? Even cucumber dipped in milk is one of my favorite kitchen remedies. These are cooling and soothing, making them a must-have if you have dull skin, she stated. I want to try the cucumber dipped in milk. Is it like, comment below if you are Indian or if you are familiar with this secret. Is it goat milk or regular milk? I couldn't find online which milk she was referring to, but I would like to try that. Now let's get into her childhood. Madhuri Dixit was born on May 15th, 1967. She was born into a family in Bombay, present-day Mumbai, to Shankar and Snalata Dixit. She has 2 elder sisters and an elder brother.
You're the youngest of 4 children. As the baby of the family, were you very spoiled?
I was pampered, but not spoiled. I have always been put in my place whenever required. But there's always this balance in my family. And I think that's what made me the person I am.
Your friends say that as a child you were quite an outgoing person, never hesitant to take part in debates or elocution tests or contests. Is that right?
And I was everywhere in school, basically. I was doing dramatics, or whether it was dancing, or whether it was elocution, or whether it was debates, whether it was singing.
In fact, you're quite a good dancer because you were barely 9 and you'd got a national scholarship as a Kathak dancer.
Yeah, that's right. I got a scholarship there.
She kindled an interest in dance at an early age of 3 and went on to train in Kathak for 8 years, later on becoming a professionally trained Kathak dancer. I received a scholarship as a Kathak dancer when I was 9. I even remember that it was due to a dance performance that the first time my name had appeared in the paper. I was 7 or 8 years old at the time and had performed at the Guru Purnima Festival. And there was a journalist who was there, and he had written this article saying that this little girl stole the show, something like that. I was over the moon. So dance gave me a sense of achievement, of worth, she said. And she continued, as a child, I was playful but shy. Many people thought I was snooty because I wouldn't speak much, but that wasn't the case. It wasn't just that when I went on stage, I'd forget the world. Something would change within me. I felt I owned it, and it would bring out the best in me. But I'm a fun-loving person. I love to joke around. I could be quiet at times, but not like, don't speak to me. I'm pretty open. Opening up more about her growing up years, she said, I grew up with 1 brother and 3 sisters, but my parents never put forth the idea that only men can achieve success. My dad was very supportive of all of us. With whatever we wanted to pursue, he was supportive. He used to say, go out in the world and achieve what you want to, but you have to work hard because it's 2% genius and 98% hard work, which is facts. Dixit received her education at Divine Child High School in Harry. Apart from her studies, she participated in extracurricular activities such as dramatics, aspiring to become a microbiologist. Dixit enrolled at the Sathaye College in Valpur, Mumbai, where she studied microbiology as one of her subjects in BSc. However, 6 months after she had commenced her course, Dixit decided to discontinue studies and pursue a full-time career in films. Now let's get into her career. Born and raised in Mumbai, Dixit made her acting debut in 1984 with a leading role in the drama Abode. After a few successive commercially failed films, she had her breakthrough with the action romance Tezab and established herself with starring roles in the top-grossing romantic dramas Dil and Beta. She won 4 Best Actress Awards at the Filmfare Awards for her performances in them. Dixit also earned praise for her dramatic performances in the crime film Paranada and Devdas. Let's get into her marriage, which was very interesting, and I found her story actually pretty humbling, okay? Amidst media speculation on her personal dating life, everybody was speculating what she had going on, Dixit married Sriram Madhuri, a cardiovascular surgeon from Los Angeles, California on October 17, 1999, in a traditional ceremony held at the residence of Dixit's elder brother in Southern California. Nene had never seen any of her films. Her husband, never saw any of her films, and was unaware of her celebrity status. Dixit explained their relationship by saying, "It was very important that he didn't know me as an actress because then he would know me as a person first. When people have seen you as an actress, they have preconceived notions. None of it was there here with him. I found the right person. I wanted to get married, and I did." Dixit and Nene's wedding reception in Mumbai was attended by several prominent Indian personalities. Following her marriage, Dixit relocated to Denver, Colorado for over a decade. She said, "I grew up in a very protective environment. My parents used to always accompany me, even when I was working. But once I got married, I began making decisions by myself. I learned a lot about life because living in the US when I was in India, there would always be around 20 people fussing over me at all times. But there I was, very independent. It felt good because I chose to go away. I chose to get married. I chose to have kids. I did what I wanted to do. We all have our own dreams, and having a family and all that was a big part of mine. I love kids. I wanted to have kids. So that was a big part of my dream, and I was living my dream. I just met the right person, and I thought, this is a person I want to get married to, and I got married. I just have lived life on my terms." And on March 17, 2003, Dixit gave birth to a son, Aaron. 2 years later, on March 8, 2005, she gave birth to another son, Ryan. She described motherhood as amazing and added that her kids kept the child in her alive. Dixit moved back to Mumbai with her family in October 2011. Speaking about it, Dixit said, "I always loved being here. I have grown up here in Mumbai. So for me, it's like coming back home. It was a different phase in my life where I wanted to have a home, family, husband, and children, everything that I had dreamt of."
For years, the press predicted that you're going to marry a doctor in the US. And you did exactly that.
Well, they even got me married for 7 years. Yeah, even I didn't know that I'm going to marry a doctor. It's just that so happened I met him, and it was just that, yeah, I would love to meet him again. I just knew. I don't know whether it was instantly or, it was in our consecutive meetings after that, but I just knew that this is the person for me. On some grounds, we were very similar. We have the same kind of loyalties, the same kind of sincerity, very down to earth, both of us. And yet, in some ways, we are very different. There was no preconceived notion in his mind. For him, it was like meeting a new person, and for me, it was like meeting someone who didn't know me. It was not possible in India, because, there would hardly be anybody who didn't know me. He had no idea what kind of a star I was.
By not knowing, he's also missing out on 18 important years of your life. Did he take a crash course in Hindi cinema after he met you?
Me and his mom, we kind of try to show him one of my films and say, look at this song, look at this song. And he's like, can't we do something else? Let's go out and do something.
He is like the average American in that sense, who hasn't been exposed to Hindi cinema.
I think the only star he recognized in my reception was Mr. Amitabh Bachchan.
Did you find yourself changing for him?
There's some things you do change about yourself. There's some things that remain the same. We don't want to change each other. That's what everybody does. The moment you're married, you want to change this about that person. He wants to change that about you. And I love him the way he is. And the same is with him. We don't want to change each other at all.
At the end of the day, everyone wants to go home. So where is home for you?
I think home is where I'm the happiest. And home is when I'm with my husband. Home is also where I got my fame, my success, my recognition.
In 2018, Dixit, along with her husband, founded the production company R&M Moving Pictures. They both also together earned orange belts in Taekwondo. And I'll say this, ladies and gentlemen, I found this pretty good. I know many people always say, you should never out-earn your husband or anything like that. But when you're in Hollywood, they've been married since without any scandal. They've been happy. And he was established in his own right as a surgeon. They make bread too, living a pretty low-key life that didn't even know who she was. So all of that rah, rah, rah was not in motion. And they've been able to build together with that and have a lasting, happy career. And she seems to have really, fortunately for her, has lived a good life, was able to be in Bollywood films, but still have that normal life here in Colorado for 10 years, away from all the noise, all the fuss, people really knowing her. And you'll find that, comment below if you're Indian born here, if a lot of these Indian actresses and actors are new to you, that you didn't really know them, that she found out that a lot of the people in America that were Indian, that were born here in America, weren't too familiar with Bollywood culture and celebrity and fame. So it was easy for her to be around her people without them necessarily knowing who she was. That's pretty interesting. I found that pretty interesting, and I want a consensus in the comment. If you're an American-born Indian, comment below. Are you familiar with all of the most popular Indian actresses and actors? If not, go look some of them up, okay? Because we're going to do some more breakdowns on them, because Bollywood is bigger than Hollywood, guys. Just in and size alone. It's bigger than Hollywood. They bring in more revenue. It's worth more than Hollywood. So we should get more familiar, okay? And also comment below, if given the opportunity, do you think if you were this big star, you'd move to a country where too many people weren't that familiar with you and get married, have a normal life, and then go back into your country once you live your life and back on your own terms? I love that she said she lived life on her own terms. She did what she wanted to do. And in the end, she's had a long, fruitful, successful career that way that many of the starlets we have broken down were not able to have. So having some form of balance in normal life is very essential. She was also fortunate to have her family be close-knit, and her parents, like she said, in the early stages of her career, went everywhere with her and decided everything. We even saw that with Aishwarya, where she was still living with her parents, I believe, before she got married, even in her 30s, like as a grown adult, she was still living with her parents. So I also love that too. They're less scarred, less scandal in Bollywood, because the stars usually have active parents in their lives that are very present and look over them. And, I love the support system there.
When I was working in films and I was in Bombay, in India with my parents,
Okay.
once I was home, I was just like any other person at home. In my house, I've never been treated as a star. So we are very, very normal.
So amongst the country's highest paid actresses throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Dixit has featured in Forbes India's Celebrities 100 list since its inception in 2012. And in addition to acting in films, she has been engaged in philanthropic activities. She has worked with UNICEF since 2014 to advocate the rights of children and prevent child labor, participates in concert tours and stage shows, features frequently as a talent judge for dance reality shows, and is the co-founder of the production company R&M Moving Pictures. During her years in the film industry, Dixit has been actively involved in promoting children's education and the safety of women. She featured in a series of one-minute telespots on preventing AIDS for the Maharashtra State AIDS Control Society in 2000. Dixit is a Goodwill ambassador and a patron for Emeralds for Elephants, a charity project for the conservation of Asian elephants and other endangered species. The project has been designed to create awareness and raise vital funds for the protection of the critically endangered Asian elephant. A collaborative project between the World Land Trust, a UK-based nonprofit environmental organization, and the Wildlife Trust of India that is creating protected wildlife corridors, connecting national parks and protected areas to others. Speaking about the issue, she said, "Elephants are one of my favorite animals and I love them. So what we need to do today is to see how we can preserve our animals. I feel very strongly about this." 2 years later, she made donations to the Uttarakhand flood relief. Since 2014, Dixit began working with UNICEF to advocate the rights of children and prevent child labor and child trafficking. She participated in fashion shows organized by Lilavati Hospital to support the Save and Empower the Girl Child initiative by the organization. Dixit collaborated with Vogue for its Vogue Empower series on a short film on gender policing, Boys Don't Cry, directed by Vinyl Matthew. Dixit was appointed the brand ambassador and launched MAA, Mother's Absolute Affection, a flagship program to ensure adequate awareness is generated on the benefits of breastfeeding. This is all we have for this video. Comment below what other Indian actresses and actors you guys would want me to add into my list, and like, comment, and share. Help me in these algorithms. As always, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.